Guys, as I mentioned, I was super excited about the overall returns that Google had provided for us. These returns were impeccable. Like I was expecting maybe 10 to 12%, maybe 14% on the higher expectations, higher levels, but they literally blew it out of the water. So just reviewing what they had put down in their earnings release, they mentioned that the consolidated Alphabet revenues in quarter three 2025 increased 16% or 15% in current constant currency year over year to $102.3 billion. So Google search and other YouTube ads, Google subscriptions, platforms, devices, and Google Cloud each delivered double-digit growth in Q3. Getting into the actual numbers, so Google Services revenues increased 14% to $87.1 billion, and Google Cloud revenues increased by 34%. Like the revenue growth for cloud services is literally beyond me. Like, yeah, I was expecting maybe 18% on the higher number, maybe 20%, but 34% from year over year. So you're looking at September 30th, 2024 to 2025, you're looking at $15.2 billion or 34% increase. And it's led by growth in Google Cloud Platform. And I think the thing that really blew it out of the water for me was looking at their net income. Like we saw that their net income has literally increased by 33% and earnings per share increased by 35% to $2.87. And that's just for the quarter. Right. If you're going to analyze it and look at it, what's done over the last 9 months, we'll actually get into those numbers in a second. But this is literally blowing it out of the water for me. Like again, I had mentioned in one of my Instagram posts, I've slowed down buying Google. I've bought in as much as I wanted to, as much as I felt comfortable with. Again, it's around 30% of my portfolio, so it's not a small number. And when I say portfolio, I'm talking about outside of retirement accounts. I'm talking about specific, hey, these are just my investment accounts. So my investment account of the stocks, it's about 30% of that. So, I mean, I think it's still a great number, 30% of my portfolio. But yeah, it's just thinking of like how much growth it's having for earnings per share, and then why that's so important as well. I'll start getting into that as well. So with growth across our business and demand from cloud customers, we now expect 2025 capital expenditures to be in the range of $91 billion to $93 billion. And we'll get into that as well, because they are spending a lot of money in terms of growth for their overall data center infrastructure. And you'll see that everywhere. If you're looking online, if you're looking at where their capital expenditure is going, it's literally just going into your data center growth. And you're seeing that within the United States and also outside of North America as well. But yeah, just getting into the actual numbers. So revenue, if you're looking at the revenue for quarter end September 30th, 2024, we saw $88 billion, and it increased to $102 billion. And then change in revenues year over year was 15% in 2024, and in 2025 it was a 16% growth. So 16% growth from 2024 to 2025 for the quarter end. And I think that is literally unbelievable for myself, at least. And then just getting into the operating income, we saw $28 billion in 2024 for quarter end September 30th, and then it increased to $31.228 billion. So the numbers are huge. The operating margin, I think it's slightly decreased. It dropped by 1%. I don't think it's too concerning, considering that their overall growth is getting better and better. But yeah, like I think what it actually came down to me was the actual net income. The growth of the net income is actually wonderful for myself, going from 26 billion to 34.97 billion. And I think these are great numbers. It's growing at a very, very great rate, right? And that's what I want to see. It's not the stock price that I want to see reflected immediately. Like if we see that their net income, so like over here, if you're going back where it says net income increased 33% and earnings per share increased 35% to $2.87, that would reflect that the share price would also increase a certain percentage, so maybe 15 to 20%, it would jump higher, just based off of their overall capital growth, right? But what we're seeing is that it's still lagging behind a little bit, but it's not. I wouldn't consider it in overvalued territory yet. But again, I've slowed down buying it, so I guess that says something as well. And then just getting into the overall, I guess, like the overall earnings, right? So again, Google search and other is like their primary revenue source. So you're looking at $49 billion an increase to $56 billion. So that's approximately like a 10-12% increase. And then YouTube ads has gone from 8.921 billion dollars to 10.261 billion dollars. Google Network has gone from 7.548 to 7.354. So it's been a slight decrease, but overall, it's been very, very great increase with their overall performance. And just looking at cloud, I think this is where the biggest increase was, right? You're looking at 11 billion to 15 billion. So with that growth, I guess the question now stands is, well, is this sustainable? Is it going to keep on increasing in Q4 of 2025 and Q1 of 2026? But these are numbers we're definitely going to have to keep an eye on. As these numbers grow, keep in mind it's getting very close to this number. So like it's now surpassing YouTube ads and surpassing Google Network. So their Google Cloud is actually a very, very big source of revenue. So if it gets closer and closer to Google Search, it's another huge thing, because one of the biggest or negative, most of the biggest negative thing that investors were saying, retail investors were saying about Google itself is that it's a dead company. No one's using it anymore. No one's searching anymore, which I found so stupid, because literally, like, I don't even use AI to search anything. Yeah, I'll use it on Gemini, but I'm not going to go on ChatGPT to search for my closest restaurant or look for nice places to visit and on a road trip on ChatGPT. I'll typically just do it on Google or check out Google Maps. I would say Meta is a very close competitor, where like a lot of the times you're on Meta and or you're on Instagram and you're checking specific locations, restaurants, but still the search has not decreased at all. And then again, so just getting to the total revenues, we're looking at $88 billion to $102 billion. So a really great increase. But in a nutshell, this is pretty much what I wanted to go over, was just that, look, for me, Google is still expanding. It's still big. It's still one of the biggest search engines across the globe. It does have a great moat. Like, yeah, I get it. There's people using Meta for search. There's people using ChatGPT. The thing is, those companies, they're not profitable yet. I mean, sorry, I wouldn't say Meta, but ChatGPT is not profitable yet. OpenAI is not profitable. Yeah, people are using it. They've launched they recently also launched their new web browser. Let's see how that goes. But at the end of the day, still bullish Google. So, I mean, you guys have it. Net income increased 33%. Earnings per share is increasing by 35%. So it's just, either way, it's good numbers for myself. Let me know what you guys think, and if there's any questions you guys have, or if there's anything else that maybe concerns you, or maybe you want to hear more of, just reach out.